Yo, what's up, YouTube? My name is Daniel.
I'm Stefan.
And today we're here to review One Piece chapter 785, Even If Your Legs Break. Alright guys, so the chapter opens up with, we see that the Python punch that Luffy let go of last chapter connects with Doffy, and he is just wrecking him and he is tearing him up, and even the crowd of people down below are looking up and they're like yo,
hey,
Doffy's getting beat, and they don't even know by who, but they're like, yo, we don't even care as long as he's getting beat, and Luffy is just wrecking him on contact.
So we still find out that Burgess is in Dressrosa, and he plans to attack the Straw Hats. We don't know what he's going to do, but we know he's going to do something.
So we see the Tontatas leaving the Smiley factory, and they've completely mangled it and destroyed most of the factory. So as the factory is now collapsing, they're now leaving and they're running away from it. And basically they took down the factory.
We then see the people of Dressrosa depressed and beaten. Everything that's happening in all the chaos amidst, they're tired, and I can understand. But King Riku tells them not to give up and run to the town center even if their legs break.
Which is, as you guys can tell, the name of the chapter. So while everyone is running, the panel switches back and we see that Luffy and Doffy are still in their battle, and Doffy's making remarks like, you know, you must be on a timer or your power must be running out. But, you know, Doffy has some other things up his sleeves like he always do, and Doffy makes a side remark where he says that when you reach a certain level, I guess, you know, of the Devil Fruit user, you reach a mode that's called Awakening. And as Doffy showed in the previous chapters, his awakening, it's more like he's able to manipulate not only his own threads, but everything around him he can turn into threads. Which is interesting because it leads me to wonder, can he only do that with inanimate objects, or can he also do that with people?
You know, actually, it's a reference is Crocodile back in Impel Down talks about Zoan awakenings and things like that. So it's nice to see that it actually has some backing, and that it makes us wonder if Luffy can actually use an awakening too, and can he turn people or inanimate objects to rubber, and how will that affect like how Luffy fights and things like that?
I mean, maybe he can add those rubber onto his body and make like a sort of shield or something. But I want to give a thumbs up to Oda for actually making this come back full circle from Crocodile, and he's now bringing it back up. And Oda's just an amazing writer, so props to Oda for making this come back full circle.
Yeah, he never really forgets anything, and that's kind of like really important to like story and detail, and that's what makes the One Piece world so lush. Honestly.
So then Luffy is still battling out with Doffy, and he is about to land the final blow, and as Doffy, you know, uses the buildings to make kind of like a shield to attack Luffy.
Like billowing white thread, like billow thread or something like that.
Yeah, so he does that, and Luffy cocks his head back into his body, you know, using his muscle balloon technique, and just headbutts it and flies right through. And right before he meets Doffy, he unleashes his new
Leo Bazooka,
and it just wrecks Doffy.
It never disappoints when Luffy pulls out a new Gum Gum No move. It always makes me just happy. I mean, this looks like, usually Bazooka is usually like the end. It's the sure, like,
it's like the finisher. So Luffy unveils and unleashes his Leo Bazooka, and it sends Doffy flying into the mountain, and it's just amazing.
But I mean, what do you think? Do you think Doffy's done?
I think Doffy's done. The reason why I think Doffy's done is because, as we saw in the last chapter, when Luffy like kind of did a final blow, not really his final blow, but he did the Python punch. It was kind of like, you know, Oda presented it in a way where it could have been like Luffy's final attack, or it could have been his final hit, but it wasn't. And we saw that, you know, Doffy got up obviously in this chapter. But now, you know, in the next panel, that small little panel, we see Luffy's face, and it says, like, in the little quotations, you know, this is the deciding punch. So I think this was Luffy's, like, end-all, sure-all punch, you know. So I don't think it's likely that Doffy's going to get up. At least not from this.
I kind of think Doffy's still living. I think there's a little bit more to do in, like, the Dressrosa, you know, deciding, right, they still need to stop Birdcage. They still need to like really just like settle everything and calm down from all the chaos and things like that. But I don't think Doffy's gonna go out like this. Even because after he just really just used the awakening, his string fruit awakening and things like that. So I don't think he's quite done yet. So what do you rate this chapter?
I'm gonna give this chapter an 8.5. I loved everything that was happening. I would have liked to seen a little bit more information on awakening. You know, I get that Doffy said awakening, then, you know, everything kind of turned into strings, and Luffy kind of made his own assumption, like, you know, is he even a paramecia anymore? But, you know, I would like for Oda to kind of explain a little bit more, or to find out more about it. I would have liked that, you know, just a little bit at least in the chapter. So I'm going to give it an 8.5.
I'm going to give this chapter a 9. Just because so many things are happening, and yeah, we've been giving like these chapters high scores, but this is the end of the Dressrosa arc, so how could you blame us? So many new and exciting things are happening. We've learned about awakening. Luffy has like a flurry of new moves that just make us excited.
It's just...
So yeah, I'm going to give this chapter a solid 9.
Alright guys, well, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, or subscribe if you guys like our content. And stay tuned for our Naruto Gaiden continuation of Naruto. We're going to do our chapter reviews that we promised you guys last chapter. So stay tuned for that. We're going to release those two, and hope you guys have a good one. Later.
Peace.